The night of the fight, they weigh like a 20, 18 pounds more than you. Is difficult. It's more difficult, but my power is there. If you hear the punches, my power is different.
Yeah.
Going up 2 weight classes, really like 3. And early, I feel Terence will have great success. I mean, maybe he'll get Canelo's head snapped back or, catch Canelo early.
Are great fighters, but Canelo's just too big, and they mistake him as being just a guy at 168, not a regular guy, and Crawford being the more talented. But that's not.
Canelo Alvarez responded to Terence Crawford's latest training footage with a balanced mix of respect and confidence. He admitted that Crawford's style reminds him in parts of Floyd Mayweather, slick, sharp, and difficult to read. Canelo acknowledged the discipline behind Crawford's preparation and gave him full credit for the effort. But at the same time, Alvarez remained completely confident in his own abilities. He stated firmly that while Crawford's skill and power are very real, they are not enough to shake his belief. With determination in his voice, Canelo declared he is ready to dominate and once again prove why he stands at the very top of the sport.
Because, first of all, is the respect. If they treat you with respect, you do the same thing. That's what I think. So, and I'm always try to do my best there. Not because I need it or because I need to, because I really appreciate everything.
Yeah, look, and you've been fighting pro now for what, more than 17 years, I believe.
Almost 20.
Wow, yeah, almost 20 years.
In October.
Wow.
I turned 20 years as professional fighter.
Analysts often point out one of the clearest differences between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, the way their opponents react inside the ring. Crawford, known for his tactical genius and ability to adjust mid-fight, usually faces opponents who try to stand their ground. They respect his timing, counters, and sharp technique, but they don't spend the entire night running. With Canelo, however, the story is different. Fighters often circle, move excessively, and focus on survival, because they know his power is fight-changing. Analysts emphasize that Canelo's punches carry not only physical weight, but also psychological pressure. Before the first bell rings, many of his opponents are already defensive. This contrast highlights the stylistic intrigue in a Canelo vs. Crawford showdown. Crawford thrives when fighters engage, while Canelo thrives when his pressure forces them to break.
I ain't even seen Gamboa run from Terence. As a matter of fact, I ain't even seen Victor Postal run from Terence. We ain't seen Madrimov in his last fight run from Terence but Crawford. But we do see people running away from Canelo Alvarez. People not trying to commit to Canelo Alvarez. We seen it with William Skull. Dude was just as cut up as anybody in the sport of boxing. Mother ever was running. The Cuban style, running. We already know that the Cuban school, man, they highly respected in the sport of boxing. He was running. Jamel Charlo, Iron Man Charlo. I ain't gonna say he wasn't running, but he wasn't committed. He wasn't committed the way that he was committed in the 154-pound division when he was knocking everybody else to get his titles, right? It was very uncharacteristic from Iron Man Jamel Charlo, a knockout artist. Right? I'm gonna tell you like this, even Dimitri Bivol was going at it with Canelo Alvarez. 1-2, but he was jumping right back out. Jumping right back out. He beat him in the style that Dimitri Bivol beat him. But it's not like he went out there and had that killer instinct and go for the gusto and stuff like that with Canelo Alvarez. He wasn't just trying to go out there and get him. He was beep, 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 jump back out, jump back out, beep, beep, jump back out. Hold on, I don't want to stay in the danger zone, right? Even though that he beat Canelo Alvarez, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Edgar Berlanga. We see Edgar Berlanga using his footwork. We see Edgar Berlanga using his footwork and stuff like that, right? He made a good account of himself, but he didn't commit the way he was committing versus Mantequilla and all his opponents, because Canelo Alvarez is different. Canelo Alvarez is dangerous. And I've been hearing, of course, a lot of people saying that Bud Crawford is dangerous, but ain't nobody. I never saw nobody that fought Terence Bud Crawford had fear in their heart, fear in their eyes. Even when they was getting beat down from Terence Bud Crawford, they still stepped to.
Canelo's sparring partners, who have felt his power directly, also weighed in. One sparring partner expressed clear skepticism about Crawford's chances, saying he cannot imagine Bud carrying the extra weight effectively. His reasoning is based on experience. Canelo has not only fought bigger men but has also beaten them, including light heavyweights. Crawford, on the other hand, is stepping into untested waters. While adding muscle may improve his strength, it also risks slowing down his speed and timing, the very tools that define him. The sparring partner stressed that even a slight dip in quickness could be costly against an elite puncher like Canelo. For him, the physical toll of moving up could be the ultimate obstacle Crawford cannot overcome.
But like I always, I tell everybody, man, as a business standpoint, I think it's going to be a draw if it goes the distance. But I see Canelo getting the stoppage. I don't think Crawford's going to carry that weight well. Even if he did put on weight, I don't think that was a good idea, especially coming up from a smaller guy. But it's going to be a great fight. Two brains in the ring. It's going to be.
Former world champion and Mexican boxing icon Fernando Vargas made his stance clear: Mexico needs Canelo Alvarez to win. To Vargas, Canelo is not just a great fighter, but a national symbol who carries the pride of Julio Cesar Chavez and generations of Mexican boxing legends. He said Canelo's victories represent more than individual success. They echo deeply with fans who see him as the face of Mexican boxing today. Vargas did not dismiss Crawford's brilliance, but he emphasized that the emotional weight of this fight is massive. For Mexico, Canelo must defend not just his own legacy, but national pride on the grandest stage.
You know what's crazy is, I'm a big Crawford fan as well. Like, every time he sees me and my brothers and my dad at fights, he comes out of his way, shakes our hand. It's all respect. But I just feel the weight's a little too much, Marcos. I feel going up 2 weight classes, really like 3. And early, I feel Terence will have great success. I mean, maybe he'll get Canelo's head snapped back, or catch Canelo early. Maybe I could see Terence Crawford go southpaw, because you see Canelo has had a bit of problems with southpaws. You could see Canelo, I could see him getting frustrated, picking him up like how he does, like when he gets frustrated. But I say 6th, 7th, 8th round on up, I think he'll figure him out. And we need Canelo to get a stoppage, if not get a get a knockout. I think it'll be great for Mexico, and it'll be great for Razas. But I got Canelo, coming out with.
Traditionally, moving up in weight challenges smaller fighters, especially against someone like Canelo, whose punches have stopped bigger men. But Terence Crawford's new training footage has silenced many doubters. The clips show Crawford looking not only bigger, but also stronger and sharper. His weight gain appears to have added to his athleticism rather than reduced it. Analysts noted that Crawford has managed to build muscle while keeping his agility, showcasing quick footwork and crisp, accurate combinations. This transformation has shifted the narrative from doubt to intrigue. Instead of appearing undersized, Crawford now looks like a man embracing the challenge, prepared through discipline and smart preparation to handle the demands of a higher division.
Right, and again, stark contrast to what Terence Crawford is having to deal with. He is fighting guys, and when I say cutting down from 190, probably in the ring at 190 pounds, much less cutting down from it. Crawford's probably used to being hit by guys like Sean Porter, who, maybe 160 pound on fight night. The difference is just night and day. So I was thinking, how in God's name are you going to get around that? How are you going to get around the strength disadvantage? Because Crawford is very physically strong, and he normally always has, maybe with the exception of Sean Porter, although that was kind of much of a muchness. Sean Porter did really well that fight. He's normally always had the physical strength advantage, very physically strong as Terence Crawford. And I just remember thinking, how are you going to get around that? You're used to hitting guys and they get hurt. Alvarez has been hit by Danny Jacobs. He's been hit by Triple G. He's been hit by Bivol, Kovalev, Callum Smith, etc., etc., etc. Big punching guys who are a lot bigger than Terence Crawford. Granted, not skillful, a lot bigger. So again, I'm thinking, how are you going to get around this? Well, Crawford has released a couple of training clips, and in those training clips, yikes, he's looking good for one. He's looking a lot better than Canelo was looking in some of his training clips. But again, you can't read a great deal into those training clips, because again, Alvarez is clearly holding back. People say, oh, he looked terrible. It's like, well, you can kind of tell he's not going full tilt. You can kind of tell that. So what does that tell you? You know, how many times have we seen guys look good on the pads and then on fight night they've nothing left? I distinctly remember Alexander Povetkin in the run-up to the second Dillian Whyte fight in an open.
Former world champion Amir Khan, who faced both men in the ring, offered a unique perspective. Khan praised Canelo as an absolute beast, recalling the raw strength and devastating counters Alvarez delivered in their 2016 fight. Khan experienced firsthand just how punishing Canelo can be. But his insights carry more weight because he also shared the ring with Crawford in 2019, where Bud stopped him. Khan respects both men, but his conclusion was blunt: Canelo's size and physical dominance give him an advantage that even the most skilled fighters cannot ignore.
You've been there with all the best.
Beast, man. I thought Canelo at his peak. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo's a beast. And he's a great man. He's a good family man as well. Got a lot of respect for him. I like him. You know, we've always had mutual respect for each other. And he still has a picture of me and him in his front room. I saw on a documentary because he really thought that what was one of his biggest fights, like with the hype that I had and all that. So yeah, man, it was good times.
And then when people see that fight back, you're winning those early rounds.
I mean, look, look, boxing was a 12-round fight. You know, I mean, even though I won them early rounds, he caught me with a good shot. He had the power, he had the strength. I mean, he was so big. I remember thinking, this is easy. I can hit him when I want. But then obviously, I knew that when he hit me with a couple of them body shots and he hit me with them shots, I was like thinking, this guy can hit.
Among fans and analysts, one concern has been raised: could Canelo versus Crawford turn into another Mayweather versus Pacquiao? That long-awaited super fight, while historic, disappointed many because of its cautious pace and lack of fireworks. The worry here is that both Canelo and Crawford, fully aware of each other's strengths, might fight too carefully. Crawford might hesitate to engage with a naturally bigger opponent, while Canelo could deliberately slow the tempo to avoid falling into Crawford's timing traps.
Hanging on a thread. If Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford pulls a Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather, there's no turning back. In this side of the pond, boxing is dead. Look, a lot of things is going to Saudi Arabia. David Benavidez, one of the phenoms in the sport of boxing, going to be performing in Saudi Arabia. Devin Haney going to be performing in Saudi Arabia. Just put this. Jerome Boots Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz, if it would have came to fruition, was going to happen in Saudi Arabia. Boots Ennis and Tio could have happened in Saudi Arabia. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia was going to happen in Saudi Arabia. So a lot of these big fight that it was planned was not going to be here. It's not going to be here. So for networks to trust the sport of boxing once again, this fight between Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford, whoever you pick, whoever you support, is more than just wins and losses. Doesn't matter. The fight has to win. Doesn't matter if Canelo Alvarez, doesn't matter if Terence Crawford win, lose. The fight has to win. Just like when it was Hagler versus Hearns on a Monday, prime time. Prime time. That was a fight on a Monday, prime time, free TV. They put up a wonderful performance to this day. People still remember, and it was only 3 rounds. Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, they better show out and entertain.
Boxing analyst Elam reminded everyone of an important truth: at the elite level, skill alone is not enough. Durability, composure, and experience against power punchers matter just as much. Canelo Alvarez has proven himself in multiple weight classes, from light middleweight to light heavyweight, showing resilience and adaptability. Crawford, however, is stepping into unknown territory. Elam explained that while Bud's skill is unquestionable, the real test is how he will handle Canelo's power. In fights of this magnitude, one clean shot can change the night. Canelo's comfort at this level may be his biggest edge.
I mean, Crawford has to box and not care to want a crowd please. He has to stick and move. If he sits there too long with Canelo, I think Canelo, his defense is great. He'll be able to withstand it and take him in deep waters and win the fight.
Besides being a boxing coach, you're an expert in strength and conditioning.
Yes, sir.
Crawford never fought more than 154. Mm-hmm. Do you think bulking up, obviously he's bulking up, we're seeing the picture, he's moving up from 147, 54, 60, 68. He's going to gain 15, 20, 30 pounds.
For sure.
Will that slow him down by around 5, 6, 7? The heart, the muscle, the oxygen you take. I mean, if your body's not used to fighting it at that size, it doesn't not make a difference.
It depends on what type of strength and conditioning you're doing too, though. So like when you do like explosive stuff and things like that, plyometrics is different. But he has to bulk up, so he has to lift a little bit of weight. I'm pretty sure he has people with the knowledge and the proper money that he has to get the right people to do the right.
NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal threw his support behind Terence Crawford, calling him possibly the best fighter of this generation. Shaq, who knows dominance in his own sport, praised Crawford's adaptability, timing, and composure under pressure. He said Crawford's ability to adjust mid-fight is what separates him from the rest. According to Shaq, Bud's mental toughness and tactical brilliance could neutralize even Canelo's size advantage. For O'Neal, Crawford represents that rare combination of skill, intelligence, and mental strength that defines a true generational athlete.
You're a lifelong combat sports fan. You go to all the events. Everyone's talking about the one fight right now, Terence Crawford versus Canelo. Who do you got?
I gotta go Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford?
Yeah.
Why?
He's the best ever.
Really? You think he's the greatest ever?
Yeah.
Over Ali, Muhammad Ali? I didn't know you were a big Terence Crawford fan like that.
You have to understand that there's eras, and in different eras, you can bring down the titles. Like, for example, Joker's the best big man now.
Right.
And I don't like.
You put Joker over you as the best big man?
Oh. Different eras and different time. It's not my era, not my time now.
True.
It's their time. So he's the greatest big man in the NBA right now. So I let the people decide who's that. But right now, Terence Crawford is the best.
So
and Floyd, because Floyd has never lost.
So how does Terence beat Canelo? Decision?
He's
or
going to knock him out.
He's going to knock Canelo out?
Yes, man.
So they're going to have the fight at the Vegas Stadium, Raider Stadium. You're going to be there?
I heard it was off.
No, it's back on.
Okay.
Now
yes,
it's back on. It's in September 13th in Vegas.
Yeah, I'll be there.
You'll be there. Front row?
Of course.
All right, cool. You're the man. Listen, I saw you lace up the gloves once versus Oscar De La Hoya. Can we ever see you put the gloves back on? Maybe versus Dwight Howard.
Well, why would I fight him? I only fight champions.
You only fight champions.
If I do, see, my thing is, all these guys have a problem with me, but you wait till I turn 50 to say you want to fight.
Right.
I don't respect that. I'll fight Gronk, because Gronk is a champion, and he's a friend of mine, and I know that he'll compete.
So you want to box Gronk or MMA?
What? MMA.
MMA.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
hey, bigger. So you're a legend. Hey, you're always the coolest. Congrats on another successful year as Track Somehow.
Commentator Skull added his thoughts by framing Canelo as the ultimate embodiment of success in boxing. He highlighted Canelo's journey from a teenage prodigy in Guadalajara to a multi-division world champion. For Skull, it's not just about the titles. It's about how Alvarez consistently faced the toughest opponents and carried the commercial weight of boxing on his shoulders. That journey made him more than just a fighter, it made him a global ambassador of the sport. While he acknowledged Crawford's brilliance, Skull said this fight takes place in Canelo's world, where Alvarez has already cemented his legacy.
So Canelo's most recent opponent, former IBF 168-pound champion William Skull, spoke about the upcoming Canelo versus Crawford fight, as well as his experience fighting Canelo, with him citing that he was robbed and everybody knows it. William Skull, whose style of fighting received heavy backlash, also said that the way he fought was all part of their master plan. Skull, who was galloping a lot, said that the whole idea is to make sure that Canelo keeps on missing, in which William Skull himself argues that he was successful in achieving. He also said that the whole experience of facing Canelo Alvarez was bittersweet because despite not getting hit by Canelo, for some reason he still ended up losing, once again insisting that he was robbed. Now when asked about his prediction for the upcoming Canelo versus Crawford fight, William Skull kept it safe and vague without choosing a winner.
Boxing legend Shane Mosley, who shared the ring with Canelo in 2012, gave his straightforward opinion. In his eyes, Canelo was simply too big. Mosley recalled that even as a young fighter, Alvarez carried exceptional physical strength. Since then, he has only grown in size, skill, and ring maturity. Mosley respects Crawford's ability, but insisted that physics cannot be ignored. Moving up multiple divisions to face a natural super middleweight, who has even fought at light heavyweight, is one of the toughest tasks in boxing. For Mosley, the key question isn't about Crawford's heart or talent, but whether his body can physically endure the punishment Canelo will inevitably deliver.
Yo, not only is Canelo stronger, he has a better defense, a better ring IQ, and he has better experience at an elite level that is not comparable with Terence Crawford. Some of you are going to be surprised that in September, Canelo's going to outclass him. not just out-muscle him. And if you don't believe me, listen to what Shane Mosley has to say about the upcoming fight. After that, drop a comment, like, follow, subscribe. It's a chopping box, baby. Yeah.
It'll be a great fight. I think both guys are great fighters, but I think Canelo's just too big, and you know they're mistaking him as being just a guy at 168, not a regular guy, and Crawford being the more talented. But that's not the case. They're both talented. But the only thing is Canelo has them by two-weight division. So I think that Canelo beats him pretty easily. But we'll see. If Crawford does good, I mean, kudos to Crawford. You know, I'm happy for him. If he can pull it off, great. But my mental, my mindset.
And that wraps up today's video.